All right, I want to start by giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rekah, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles and teachers and wise men of great millstone that I learned this truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rekah, Wadash. All right, salutations today like that there. All right, I want to do a quick lesson going into this video I came across about this what seems to be an Edomite. You know, they call those Karens. How she racial profiled this family that stayed in the neighborhood, and how she played the victim. Which this video is viral. It's all over the web. It says Karen runs screaming for help while wrongfully accused black man neighbors while wrongfully accusing black neighbor of stalking, which he didn't stalk. You know, as you're going to see in the video. But before I do, let's get some scriptures. Let's start right here in the book of Lamentations. Now, this is to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You need to understand that these so-called white people, which are Edomites, they're your enemies. And you see, you can't trust them, and that they're always going to hate you. So let's start right here in Lamentations. Let's start at verse 17 to get context. It says, as for us, the Israelites, now this is when the Lord, sent Israel into captivity to be oppressed by their enemies because they, wouldn't hearken to his word. All right. Verse 18, it says, now, Salakia, verse 17, it says, as for us, our eyes yet fail for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that cannot save us. You see, and these Edomites, this nation, America, they can't save us. They can't deliver us. They're not here to support us. They're here to oppress us. We are in the land of our captivity as it is this day. That's why you have to pay bills. That's why everywhere you look, you're subject to payments. You're being oppressed. And you shouldn't put your trust in this nation, but rather put your trust in the Holy One of Israel, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You see, verse 18, it says, they hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. You see, and as you're going to see in the video, the so-called black man that owned that house, you see, she was obviously there at his doorstep because I guess she was curious to see if the family, was, to see something about the family, but she obviously, was there for a purpose. But, using the scriptures to get context, these enemies of ours, they hunt our steps. And I think that she was there to hunt their steps. She was watching them, you see, maybe through jealousy or through, only, God knows what. But as you can see, as the scriptures say right here, is they hunt our steps, our enemies, they hunt our steps that we cannot go on our streets. You see, because in another video, he stated that he was looking at their Christmas lights because this happened last year around Christmas time, and he was driving looking at his Christmas lights, and she was on his porch, and she accused him of not staying at the house that he built from the ground up. And then she ran away screaming for help, as you're going to see in the video. So what that looks like to me is racism. Esau still hating Jacob, that perpetual hatred that he has for Jacob. You see. So obviously she was watching them, which, let's read it again. Verse 18, they hunt our steps that we cannot go on our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is near. You see. Verse 19, it says, our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness, you see. And as you're going to see in this video, which I'm about to play now, is they wait and watch, the enemies, they watch you, they're jealousy, they hate you, they have that perpetual hatred. All right, let's play the video. Salakia. Let's
Yeah. You do?
hold on, let me start the video back over.
I don't believe that. Do you live here? Yeah. come here? My wife. Somebody chased her up here. And she had the kids. Who chased her? She said somebody in a silver truck. A gray truck. And he came around the corner, and I was in the street. And so I come up and tell my kids. And so I'm like, gonna pretend that I'm coming home. And so I pull up and I start walking to your back gate. And he stops here and he goes, "Are you looking for someone?" And I said, "Nope." And then he sat here, and I was like, "I need to get in." Well, that's my husband. That's why he lives here. Yeah. He lives here. So he came in and he said, "There's a lady screaming." And I'm like, She got all worried.
Well, that Karen has since responded to the backlash she has received on social media. Here's the response, and I have an update.
So I want to jump on here because my Facebook is public, and for those of you guys who are telling me that I owe a public apology, one, I will not apologize for making any sort of racist remark.
Did you hear that? She's not going to apologize for making any sort of racist remarks. That's because that's your enemy, Jake. You know, when I say Jake, I mean you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that descend from the 12 tribes of Israel. Or Jacob, you see. This is an Edomite. Obviously, she doesn't feel like she has to apologize, even though she racially profiled that guy on his own property. You see, like I just read in Lamentations, they hunt our steps. And she was obviously hunting that guy's steps, hunting that homeowner's steps. If I had to guess, I would say that she was watching. She watched that house, or may have been jealous, because like the guy, the homeowner stated, the husband, he said that he has the best looking house in the neighborhood, and he built his house from the ground up. You see, he's even stated that he's a real estate developer. You see, so these Edomites, they still hunt your steps, Jake. That you cannot go in your streets, even if you own a big house in a predominantly Caucasian neighborhood. They're still going to show their perpetual hatred for you. Always understand that and never let that leave your mind. And that's to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans out here. These Edomites, they are your enemies. All right, let's continue the video.
The furthest thing from a racist. I will, however, apologize that my expression could ever come across in such a way, or that somebody could think something of that nature of myself and my family. So
let's count the ways here. Put up the picture full mass. I want to remind everyone that her behavior could have gotten him killed. Let's start there. He could be dead. Understand? This is a dangerous situation. This is a terrifying situation. And in my opinion, she weaponized her tears, her whiteness, in order to bring attention to something that never was worthy of attention in the first place. Number two, when she started to apologize, she's not apologizing to him. She's apologizing that she did something to make you all think a particular way.
Yep.
Understand where the apology has its target. Typically, if a person is sincere in their apology based on the first person or group they apologize to. Let's get into it. Let's put it back up. So she claims that the black resident, the real estate developer who has thus far remained silent about what Bishop described as a massive misunderstanding, followed her slowly in this vehicle through the neighborhood where they both live, while she was out running with her two children, one in a stroller. Okay? As the black homeowner, Mike Jenkins, would later tell Bishop he had slowed down in his truck to look at his Christmas lights. Bishop had gone to the front door of Jenkins' house pretending it was her, she said, in hopes of shaking him. At this point, he's backed into his driveway And after Jenkins informs Bishop he lives there, she tells him, quote, "I don't believe that," end quote. She tells her kids to run and follows them screaming, "Help." She said she thought the man in the truck was white, which registered as odd to some who viewed the video since the black owner has locks. Quote, "I have never felt the fear that I had of just pulling up to the house," Bishop said. "I never went into fight or flight like that before." She claims the homeowner spoke in a tone that, quote, "wasn't super friendly." The homeowner spoke in a tone that wasn't super friendly, though in the video recorded on the black developer's doorbell cam, he doesn't sound the least bit threatening. Bishop broke down in tears in the video on Saturday. She noted she apologized twice to the homeowner and his wife. Quote, "They did not take my apology," Bishop said. "They did not take my, how dare they not take your apology? They didn't take it." Ma'am, the word is accept. The word is accept. They're not mandated to take your apology. It's a courtesy to accept it. That's not your contextualization. There's more. Her second apology ended with Bishop telling him, quote, "Please don't say you're upset with me. Please don't say you're upset with me." A hint that she wasn't sorry about how she reacted, but instead by how she might be perceived. Don't tell anyone this happened. Don't say you're upset at what I did here. Let's keep this between us. Why? Because perception was the actual goal. Why did she hop back on social media and cry again? Perception. So since the video went viral last week, Bishop says she's been inundated on social media and on her cell phone by people calling her, quote, "a racist pig," among other things, okay? All right, here we go. So let's just say someone believed her cries. Let's say someone believed that she was being chased by an angry, not very courteous, not a super friendly black male with locks. And this was so dangerous that she had to tell her children to run. She's running and screaming like a mad person, and somebody believes it. Somebody who's looking outside of their window, maybe driving down the street, they believe it, and they start to pursue this black male. Black male has done nothing wrong. Black male gets shot. Black male gets injured. Black male could get killed, right? That's the extreme scenario on the other side. So when you weigh it, let's weigh it properly. The most that will happen with her is people will realize, ma'am, you're likely racist, and not like it. There's some who will like it. There are some who will, hell, you may get a job in the Trump administration. But there's some who don't like it. That's the worst. The extreme version for the black male you victimize is death. You understand the difference?
Yes, it is. It's death. Because like it's stated in the Lamentations, which I just read, they hunt our steps so that we cannot go on our streets. All that God was trying to do is look at his Christmas lights. And what did she perceive? That he was following her. What she said? She said he chased her. Even after she said she didn't believe that he stayed at that house. Even after he told her he did. You see? So he was being hunted by this Edomite. You see? Just for looking at his Christmas lights, out in the street, driving in the street, looking at his Christmas lights. Man, the Bible is a true book. Yep. And like it says in verse 19, our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of heaven. You see, saw how swiftly she ran, trying to accuse him of chasing her. You see, they pursued us up on the mountains. You see, I'm pretty sure that she was watching, you know, maybe her and other Edomites in the neighborhood, because I watched another video and it was stated that she went to someone's house for help, and that they said, you're not talking about that black family that stayed on the street. So I'm pretty sure that her, along with a few other Caucasians, knew of that black family that stayed down the street. You see, knew that a black family stayed in that house. So that family was obviously, this family right here, let me show you. They was obviously being hunted by this Edomite, you know, this Edomite Karen. So let's show you. They were obviously being hunted by this Edomite Karen. I want a picture with the husband coming out. Salakia. Let me get it. Yeah, they were being hunted by this disgusting Edomite family, trying to accuse him of chasing her. Come on, where is it? Give me a good picture. Salakia. This laptop's acting funny. Let's see. She came out, and then the husband came out. Let's see. I'm gonna let it play, then I'm gonna stop it. Salakia. This laptop's acting crazy. All right.
Pretend that I'm coming home, and so I pull up and I start walking to your back gate, and he stops here and he goes, "Are you looking for someone?" I said, "Nope." And then he sat here, and I was like, "I need to get in."
Well, that's my husband. That's why he lives here. Yeah, that's why. He lives here. So he came in and he said there's a lady screaming. And I'm like, that's...
You see, it was being hunted by these Edomites. That's why she even came on his property.
She got all worried that she...
You see, the black family, they're trying to play it off, but they know deep down inside that that was you know, that was racist. They know it. These Edomites, they hunt your steps, Jake.
Well, that Karen...
All right, so I'm going to end the lesson here. All praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Rekakwadash. All right, Shalom.